Oh, good hot day today. It was warm. After scrimmage, it was good. Got some good working. Got a lot of situations, special teams, and 2-minute things, end of the game things. A lot of scenarios today. Got that in. Scrimmage went, I thought, very competitive last night. Much more physical than we were in the spring as a group overall. You're still always looking to be as physical as you possibly can be. But I thought we did some good things there. Thought both sides had their moments. Got competitive. One side would get for a while, and the other side would come back, battle back. Some guys made good plays both ways, and got to see some of our young freshmen. Very happy. I know you're going to say which ones, but none of them disappointed us. The young backs ran well. Leon's couple of them guys in the secondary did a real nice job, made some plays up front. Some of those rush guys, some of those guys up there did a nice job. Trying to think. Young quarterback, a little bit he got and how he did. I thought he handled the situation well. And a couple of the young wideouts made some plays. So just going out there and being able to function, get a signal, get a play in the stadium, your first scrimmage, Division I. I was very happy with the competitiveness of the young guys in that scrimmage. And the old guys, came and it was pretty good. It was. It's not, first scrimmage, usually some ups and downs and get those jitters out of going out and actually scrimmaging and tackling. And that was what was surprising. For the most part, tackling was pretty good. But some of our backs did break some tackles in a good way, and it wasn't, just good hard runs. So I was happy to see on both sides. So, we got a lot of work to do in between now. Questions?
Does Travion remind you at all of Dalvin or any of the guys you had?
No. He's a very good player. All of them have different traits and different things, and you'll never see me compare guys. I really don't, because it's hard. Everybody has their own uniqueness, but he's extremely productive and extremely seems to be very driven and has great leadership right now. He's in a very good place, in my opinion.
You mentioned the scrimmage. How much do you as a staff learn from that particular?
Oh, we learn everything. You like I say, the pacifier is out of your mouth. You got to go out and take signals, make calls, communicate, good, bad, indifferent, overcome. If something's good happening, bad happening. It's a lot and they learn from it a lot. It's not the end all. They learn from it, but you find out a lot where a guy's status is and where he's thinking.
Have you all gotten a better idea where you want to use Eric yet?
Eric,
McCoy?
Yeah, he's playing center right now. No, he'll move it. There'll be times. But, guys, linemen are always going to be interchangeable. There's never going to be a spot because injuries up front dictate so many things, and we'll play different combinations of things.
Based on what happened in Maryland, would you mind addressing kind of the safeguards y'all have in place here?
We have a lot of things. We have our GPS system. We have those trainers and things at everything we do, which can measure heart rate. And those monitors are on constantly 24 hours a day. They can measure heat. And, we had a heat stroke last year. We had a guy with one. And we monitored, got very quick. They got addressed, and thank God that he was able to do things in a very mild drill that wasn't over exuberating, but things can happen. So you always got to be prepared for the unexpected. But the heart rate monitors and everybody being in place to be able to handle those scenarios went very, very well. And pray to God that always happens. But you do that, you always have people and you can measure heat. You got water at everything you ever do, and doctors are right there on call as quick as we can get them. So we acted very quickly, and thank God that things went well.
Do you put more stock, Jimbo, into a scrimmage versus, say, 5 days of work out here? Like if a player has a bad scrimmage versus 5 good days of practice, how do you judge that?
Yeah, you both. Some guys you have a bad day, or you got to learn to compete. You got to learn to get out there. There's definitely a measurement to it, but it's like your whole class. You make an A because of one test, or you make an A because of the whole thing. And sometimes, but it depends if you see the reoccurrence of the same thing. That's why you have 2 or 3 scrimmages in those scenarios.
Seemed like it had a slow start on special teams that were out there.
Today we did. The guys, assignments, paying attention to what was going on. Very disappointing in the beginning. We picked it up and finished up very well in special teams, and that'll never happen again. I promise you.
Did they pick that up just for the rest of the practice?
Mm-hmm.
Better practice.
Yep. Practice is not bad at all. We got a lot of things worked. Sometimes you come out as soon as you put shorts on, you don't think, no, it doesn't mean. You practice exactly the same.
What do you attribute that to? Just having the scrimmage?
Why do you attribute? Here, what I'll say. I always tell to parents, why do you attribute your kid not listening to you? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes he just thinks he doesn't have to listen, and it's not bad. You set a tone, and that's where I think you got to understand maturity and how to practice and what you do. No matter what you're in, you're going to practice like a champion. And it's not that they don't want to. Sometimes you mentally have a lapse, and you can't do that. And we as coaches have to make sure that doesn't happen, and be organized, structured, and be on top of it and make sure it doesn't happen. And it's typical. That's a great learning point, because if they don't want to do that, then we'll just go pads every day. Don't bother me. We'll put them on every day this year. If they're going to practice hard in pads or not, then we'll play pads every day.
In your assistant coaches' contracts, there's something that specifically states reporting Title IX issues. How important is that to be stated?
Oh, that's stated. We talk about it. We bring people in to talk to our kids about it. We bring people in to talk to our people about it. That's the law, and that's what we have to do, and it's got to be done immediately.
Back to Travion, Coach. He's on another preseason award watch list this morning. Is he a guy that can handle 30, 35 carries? Do you know?
Well, I don't know
put
that.
type of pressure on him?
30 35 carries. The last guy did that was Herschel Walker.
Well, you know,
All right, that was 30, average 35 a game.
Yeah.
Last guy did 30 35 was Herschel Walker, and that was back in the old days. He was a grown man now. But I mean that's a lot of carries. But you can get touches. You'll find guys as you go. To say 30 35 or 20 25. Yeah, I mean I think he can touch it that many times.
Couple more.
You mentioned the moving pieces up front, but it seems like the two constants have been Carson Green and Dan Moore. What have you seen from them?
I think from the tackles, good. I mean, and that's where you find out in true pass situations. We put them in a lot of pressure that way, where we had the third and longs and things that you have to be able to set in there. And they're getting better. They're understanding communication, and we're also learning where our help is and learn how our tight ends and backs can chip and set things up and help them, or we can slide to them with different protection. We got to be multiple in your protections, because if you don't, people will game you to death. And you also got to help guys, because sometimes they may have a phenomenal pass rusher. He's got to have help. You got to chip it. You got to slide to it. Different things you got to do. And I think they're understanding. That's part of it too. Not just understanding what. I'm going to block that guy, but all right, I got help on this one. I don't have help on this one. I know my help's on the right on this one. It's on the left on this one. Different scenarios from that are learning very well. And listen, when you're young guys on the edge now, the assignments are easier, but you usually get a lot better athlete.
Yeah, have you ever had two tackles as sophomores before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Started freshman.
You feel like you're building some depth behind those guys yet?
Yeah, I think those guys are developing there. And there's a lot of guys that can play 2 or 3 positions. And McCoy's a guy that's played tackle before. He can even go out there and do those things. So, I mean, you have guys that you can move around. Sutherland has played tackle before. Very athletic. The thing about having athletic guards and centers, and those guys are long enough, they can do that too if you have to. And those young guys are developing behind them.
Talking about Eric, how rare is that to have somebody who can play center, guard, and
Very rare.
tackle?
It doesn't happen very often.
How's Kingsley settling in?
Good, and he's going back and forth. I mean, he's inside and outside. We'll move him to where we think, and hopefully, mismatch guy. You know what I mean, and things you do. But he gets football, and he's smart. He's a very smart kid. He's a very instinctive kid, and he's very smart and very conscientious.